Welcome to this month's Translation Book Club. We're featuring The Quarter, a collection of short stories by Naguib Mahfouz published posthumously by Saqi books, because they were actually, it was a collection of short stories which was found in a box of his papers after he died, and 18 of them hadn't been published. Written stories were accompanied by a note for publishing in 1994. Right. Saqi said 94 had been very difficult for Mahfouz, 82, who was given police protection after death threats, but he'd been stabbed in the neck outside his Cairo home by an Islamic extremist. So he survived, but the nerves in his right arm were damaged. He could no longer write for more than a few minutes a day, so he dictated his stories. So Mahfouz was influenced as much, of course, by Western writers like Flaubert, Zola, Camus, Dostoevsky and Proust, but also other Arabic writers like Taha Hussein, Muhammad Hussein Haikal and Ibrahim al-Mazini.
Cairo is the main character.
Is the main character, yeah.
And in the short stories as well. The character is Cairo. Right. And yeah, rather than the people, it's the city itself.
I've not read him, so this is the first time for me reading these stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, because each story, some very short, some just a page or two, some quite long, but they don't end. I mean, and I was wondering about that, if that's his style in all his books.
Yeah.
That's what's so intriguing. They seem to just stop in the middle of a scene. Before the sun sets, all anxiety is going to disappear. Put them in one sentence, and then jump to something completely different in the next sentence. Yeah. Extraordinary.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is
a mosaic.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yes,
very pared down.
Now here is a wonderful publisher. I'm sure we've got all kinds of questions for you. The Guardian piece, it says that nobody's quite sure whether they were written before or after the attack, and was it work in progress to a bigger work, or they were just a collection of stories? I mean, because you obviously, somebody got in touch with you when they were discovered. Was it his daughter or the journalist? So how did all that sort of happen?
His daughter came across these notes, and they're all vignettes. I think of the book very much as a collection of vignettes as opposed to short stories.
Yeah.
And you can see some crossover in characters that appear elsewhere, and you can certainly feel, I think, where ideas could or should be developed in other ways.
Yeah.
Stories. And I was very struck by how they don't end. They seem to be parts of something else. So is that what you're saying? That they were, it was a moot point. They were perhaps not short stories exactly. They were vignettes, as you say, which might go here.
Observations.
So I was struck by that.
Well, I don't really know what is it. It's not really short stories. They're all grouped around characters who come in and out. So that some people might call it might call it a novella, and we can speculate, kind of till the cows come home. We never, the kind of beauty is we don't really know what was going on, if it's chance that these were all collected together and they were part of a bigger picture. Exactly. And I think there's kind of beauty in that relationship as a reader, because you can come to these vignettes in whichever way you want, and you can kind of construct them as part of a bigger narrative, or you can just leave them as almost like a brilliant lesson in how to throw somebody into a world with no explanation, because most of them do that. There's an immediacy in the first sentence.
He does draw you in, doesn't he?
And there are definitely reoccurring themes in all of them. So
And we include at the back some of the photocopies of the handwriting. And
Sarah, you're a writer. I mean, but I'm saying, do you write notes? I mean, you write longhand and you use both?
Write straight onto a computer.
Right, okay. Yeah. But have you in the past sort of used both?
Because I've been going for a long time.
Yeah, well, indeed. Well, no, my dear, I hardly was about to suggest.
Why specifically why he was attacked? Because when people when people are attacked by fundamentalists, is it something specific? Or I mean, I'm thinking of your "Don't Panic." It's like, I sort of think, ooh. Do
yes,
people,
that might.
Do the people that?
This humour is lacking, indeed.
Yeah. Do people? And similarly with Salman Rushdie, are the people that sort of take issue with these writers well informed, or is it a sort of knee-jerk reaction?
Yeah, we were both at the Quartet.
She was published.
Yeah, but do you remember Taha? There was that wonderful book that we wanted to do, Taha Jaout, Les Vigiles, and he was stabbed on his doorstep and killed. So I mean, I'm afraid, in a way, that it's been going on for a while, since the 90s. It's not the stabbings I mean, I don't know. It has been going on. Well, we were there when
the culmination of
the culmination
himself being
well, also, and actually that I love it in the reference to the donkey cart. I do remember. The donkey carts in Cairo. The traffic jams were extraordinary. And I do remember I slightly freaked out. But also the beggars on skateboards. The skateboard.
No legs.
No legs on a skateboard.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. Yes. So you've been to Cairo.
Oh, I'm an Egyptologist.
Oh, you're
so I'm listening.
Now he says it. Now you're telling us. So let's hear.
I'm listening. It's very interesting. One question I would have is, what is the impact of Naguib Mahfouz's literature on the people he actually describes in his book? I mean, for the everyday Egyptian, the baladi, it's called baladi in Egypt, the local. I wonder if as you said, because it was fascinating for me to hear your perspective on how books are read in Arabic, in the Arab world. And I wonder, it's important that an author changes something, even a few people, or even a nation.
Impact, yes,
and what has Mahfouz done for Egypt? The same question was asked for Salman.
Wow.
People are always proud to see themselves represented, and when it's done accurately, and when it's done kindly and authentically, then there's genuine pride there. And I think because Naguib Mahfouz, he's so funny. There were things that are really, really funny.
Yeah.
They
sure do. Nokta, it's part of the Egyptian culture, so it's an everyday thing. Nokta, jokes if you want.
Okay.
And it's part of the culture every day.
Oh, really?
I'm glad that you.
Thank you.
Oh, great. Well, there you are. There you are.
It's very accurate.
I think that.
I mean, I'm sure you know, as if you go to Cairo, there are cafes named
after
Naguib Mahfouz. There are several cafes, so
Yes. What greater honour than having
I'm sure. Absolutely.
That people come back to Naguib Mahfouz, many people, because in the world, in the literature, it is relatively safe compared to what Cairo's been through in recent years.
So a lot of his novels are about ancient Egypt, and they're like, so he's very, very keen. I think his earlier novels are all about Egyptology, and because he did spend a lot of time at the Cairo Museum. So that's maybe something for you to explore.
Yes.
There you go. The quarter has its own hidden tongue, although no one knows to whom it belongs. I love that. It can whisper misgivings and reveal secrets. Such rumours persisted until they fill the atmosphere like a powerful smell. He is an amazing, as you say, he's an extraordinary writer. How he gets an awful lot in just
sentence.
that is a good writer. Lovely seeing you.